Joining me today is New Hampshire Representative Larry Converse. So Larry, an issue that's in the governor's budget, and I think the Keno, but also related to that, the D'Alessandro's 2 casino bill that's going to come out of the Senate. If the Senate's, I'm guessing it'll come out of the Senate. It's always a casino bill always has. Maybe this year will be an exception, but or pro-gambling. Where do you stand on casinos?
I believe we should have a casino. I don't think we should limit it to 2. I think we should open it up so that the people with the money can bid on those casinos and their locations.
And how many would you put in? As many as?
As many as the people with the money would bid for.
So no problem with that. Would you vote against a 2 casino
No,
plan?
I would not. 2 is better than none.
Okay. Do you think that's going to get out of the House if it gets there?
It's hard to say because, as I said, that
it's not a partisan issue. You can't count votes on this one.
No, but it is partisan because of the fact that one segment doesn't want the other one to get any credit for anything.
May I? I don't. Well, actually, I'll ask you. What do you mean by that?
Well, I hear all the time people are saying, well, those are those O'Brien people over there.
So are they pro or anti-casino?
It's hard to say where they are.
So what if the governor will sign the bill if it comes out?
Yes.
And when I talk to Republicans and Democrats, I find they're on both sides of that issue.
Yes.
But do you think there's going to be a political calculation that would cause people to vote one way or the other? Or is it just sort of their sense of what's right?
No, I think it would be a political decision. It won't have anything to do with right or wrong.
But I mean, that's not what I heard you sort of say. You say you don't see a problem with it, at least to one person.
Right. I have no problem with it at all. I mean, I'd vote for it in a heartbeat.
And I know I asked you then to kind of comment about what would happen, so I got you to go your policy versus being a pundit, and I don't want to do that. Why is that the right policy for the state?
Well, as I said before, we really need an income tax because of the fact that it will raise money, and the people that will eventually come around to seeing it, where all the money is going out of state. I know there's people that are saying, well, we don't want a casino because all the money will go out of state. Well, the money's going out of state anyways.
So with those funds, what should be the state priorities?
Schools, education.
So were you happy with the governor's funding for the state college system?
Where's she going to get the money?
Well, we know the Keno. Would you vote in favor of the Keno?
Yes.
What about the increased cigarette tax?
Yes.
And the the increased registration fees?
Well, only if it goes to the highway fund and not to the general fund.
So, and because of the road conditions?
Yes.
But is there enough of those 2 things to fund what she wants?
I don't believe so.
Is there enough to fund what you think we need to do in education?
No, definitely not.
So what do we need to do in education?
We need to fund kindergarten, and we need to fund at the other end where they get ready to go to either a 4-year college, because a lot of people that I talk to about going to college is they end up taking and teaching the kids the grade they should have learned the stuff in. They end up doing it in college.
So it's a lot more intensive support of the education.
Yes.
We're about out of time, but in the last second, do you think we'll see an increase if that casino passes? Will it go toward education?
I don't know where it would go to. Right. I know that's my hope, that it would go to education, but
it's hard to say.
Right, because we have so many programs that are underfunded.
I was hoping your crystal ball was better than mine, but right. We have, I think, the same crystal ball. Thanks so much, Larry.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Capital Connections, your weekly access to politics and policy along the I-89 and I-91 corridors and how it impacts our region. If you have a comment or an idea for a future show, please email me. And join us again at this same time next week for another edition of Capital Connections.